Hey y'all, welcome to Hillbilly Garage. We are putting old red together, back together, and I thought I wanted to bring you in here and talk about getting your valve train, your valve rockers back into place, because these ones on the intake side, they can be kindly cantankerous. It's nothing that you can't overcome. It just, you got to pull a few tricks out of your bag and got to have about 4 hands and 3 wrenches and all that kind of good stuff. But, and the reason why the intakes are so much more difficult, as you can see here, that your push rod is spaced down between your rocker tube stand and your spark plug well, and your valve is up here. And what the trick is you have to get the ends of your push rods lined up in these cups on your rocker arm, and when you go down to put this into place, that stuff starts to get hidden on you, and it is difficult to get everything lined up, keep them lined up. First off, you got to get all your rocker arms to where they're actually sitting on top of your valves, so the rocker tube will fall into place to where you can start getting some bolts started. And I will tell you that the visibility is going to be a little bit better without the intake in the way, because a lot of times you will be doing this coming over the fender well and the intake's still in place if you happen to be doing something in here without removing your intake. But it's going to be tricky. You got to get all your bolts started, and gravity is working against you because your push rods want to lay back, and you have to get them to sit in their cups while you get all of them lined up. And if you over tighten your bolts while you're starting them, then you can't get the push rod into the cup because there won't be enough clearance. Like I tend to not have on this end. There. I think I got it. And you do have to be especially careful to make sure that you get these in the rocker arm cups, because they can start to where the push rod is actually sitting on the edge of the cup, and it'll act like it's in place and everything will tighten down until you go to start the motor, and then that push rod would slip off the lip of that rocker arm, and then it's out of place. Now, you can reach in here with a couple of fingers and you can spin your rod around in a cup, and if you can spin it round and round, then you can feel the end of your rod in your rocker arm cup with your finger. That helps you to get a better feel. Now this one's got a little slop in it, and if I'm not careful, I'm not going to catch that one. So I'm gonna put me a little bit of tension on it here. Try to make sure it stays in the cup. Yeah, there's quite a bit of slop in that one. Gotta be real careful here. Now what you'll find is when you get ones where the lifter's riding on a lobe, it will lift up that rocker arm a little bit for you. But the ones that are down on the base circle, like this one is where you're gonna have your problem trying to keep it in the cup while you get enough tension on it to hold it in place. I crawled up and underneath the hood here without being prepared, but what I have done several times is I'll take a piece of cardboard and fold it up into 2 or 3 layers, and you make a wedge that you can stick here between your rocker arm and your valve stem, and you just keep tightening and checking, make sure you don't get it all pinched up in there. But you can adjust it down, and when it starts to get a little snug, you can take one fold out of it, put it back up and under there. Tighten a little bit more until you actually get it to where there's not enough slop for your push rod to fall out of the rocker arm. And then just like everything else, you want to walk your bolts up. You know, you're picking up spring tension, so some of them are already with no lash, and some of them, like this one, still have room for lash. When you get your rocker tube to completely seat all the way across, if you've gotten all your push rods lined up in the rocker cups, then it will have taken up all your lash. Now the ones that are down on the base circle, you'll still be able to turn them a little bit. But the ones that are up on a lobe don't have a lot of tension on it, and you'll not get them to turn. Again, like I said, it could be sitting on the lip of the cup, which is obviously gonna take up the lash and make it act like it's riding on a lobe. Got them all seated. You got a feel. But then another good way to help is take your little mirror, like a little dental mirror, mechanic's mirror, and you can get you an angle to look up the push rod and actually see it in the cup. I know I can't really get y'all in here to see that, but you can see I've got the mirror pointed uphill, and you lay it down here alongside your push rod, and you can look in the mirror and see that the end of your push rod is in fact sitting in the cup. You want to go through and check each one. Look at it 2 or 3 times. Make sure your imagination is not trying to tell you, yeah, we're good to go, and you're really not. So, I had this thing working for me. I don't know what the heck happened. Like I said, just take it slow. Move your mirror around. Try to see as many sides of it that you can. Don't get in a hurry. Make sure you're looking. Your eyes ain't playing tricks. See them all in the cups. Now the exhausts are a lot easier to see because you can see right here where I'm pointing. This is where your push rod's riding in your rocker arm, so it's pointing up at you. You can put your eyes on each one of those and see what they're doing. It's just where the intakes are tucked down in here is what makes that so difficult. But again, take your time, use your fingers, make sure you're feeling it. Like I said, get your little cardboard, make you a couple of spacers. As long as that rocker arm is rocked up and you line up the push rod in the cup and you keep that up, it'll stay. And I should have grabbed my cardboard, but I didn't because I like to use it. It helps. But you always, even then, you still take your little mirror. Like I said, the small dental type, it fits down in there good. The bigger one is just harder to get down in this small gap right here. But you look, make sure they're all seated. Make sure that your rocker tube is completely flush down inside of the stands. And when you know that you got them all set, then you run them and you torque them to 16 foot-pounds, and you'll have your valve train lined up. We appreciate all of you. I asked you like and subscribe. And something else I've been wanting to mention, you know, I know everybody always asks for you to support the channel, and we're just like everybody else. We need support. One of the biggest ways that we ask you support is to subscribe, to like, to share, make comments, but also watch the videos all the way through. And because YouTube monitors how much time y'all spend watching our videos, and if the watch time is not up, then, you know, it's not as much credit. And hopefully we're bringing you stuff that everybody wants to watch and see all the way through and check out how it goes. And we got some announcements going to be making pretty soon as far as other ways you can support the channel. And we already have some stickers, but we're also working on some t-shirts. So when those are ready, we'll let everybody know. But thank you again. Appreciate each and every one of you. And I keep coming back now. We'll see y'all. Bye.